I'm talking right now with Crime Lab from New Mexico. So pretty pumped about this one through the power of the internet. So that's always nice. So I found your guys' music talking about the power of the internet. I found your music just recently, and I like am hooked on it. I'm like I can't stop listening. But that is the EP I'm talking about. It's called Y'all Need Jesus. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that EP. Is that your guys' first release?
Yeah, that was the first thing, all the first songs we wrote.
Yeah, those are all the first songs we wrote, like in like the span of like a year, maybe a little bit less than
Less than a year, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and we had all been in different bands for a while, and then through friends moving away and everything, we're all like able to come together and start working on something, and we all decided just like hit it hard, kind of, like write some songs, and once we felt like we wanted to record them, and then put it out, and still trying to keep that momentum. Gets harder, but
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I like usually like bands don't sound so clean like coming out like you always hear like a band's first EP or something and you're like, "Oh no." But this one
yeah,
was so good. It was like just right into your stride. You guys kind of have a sound that's not really that common right now. It's kind of more of like I don't know, like a mellow but like darkish sound. I don't know. So I wanted to know what is some music that inspires you guys when you guys are writing because it sounds pretty unique to me.
A lot of country.
I feel like country now.
Yeah.
Country now. When we did that first release, though, I think we were listening to a lot of Land of Talk.
Totally. Yeah. And
So
the
like,
Strokes and
yeah, like I think especially some of that. I joke about that would be like one of those old guys into classic rock, but just bringing up old. What's the label? It's what's Bright Eyes and all that shit on.
Saddle Creek.
Saddle Creek, yeah, like
Yeah.
only old Saddle Creek stuff. That's the only time the music was good. Yeah, like I see you have Ugly Organ up there.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
Saddle Creek, I'm a big supporter of them. They just sort of are like coming back too, like really getting involved with stuff. I think they put out the Hop Along album, and that was like one of my favorite ones of the year.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Right. We were actually just talking about uh, how embarrassed, or at least I still am, when we saw Hop Along. And introduced myself to Francis and was like, "Hey, I was supposed to play a show with you years ago, but I couldn't find a venue for it." And then we were in a bar, and it was just like, there's nothing more that any party could add to that story.
I totally understand that feeling because sometimes I come up to like a band that like I've like talked to before, and I'm like, "Hey, remember me?" And they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of like Alex G and we were listening to and a lot of like Sleeping Bag we were listening to when we wrote that that
Yeah.
stuff for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good collection, man. No wonder. I was hearing a lot of Cribs in there, but that just might be because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a big
I
Cribs.
actually don't think I'm that familiar with Cribs. I think probably Jameson, our drummer, him and Josh probably really.
Yeah, the other two dudes
other
are
two
here,
guys.
yeah.
Um, that's nice. All of us kind of listen to like very different things, and it comes together nicely. Like every practice is like work on songs and then hang out for like a couple hours and just like, well, do you guys remember this band? Like, you got to check out this band.
Or like what we've
And
been
then-
listening to
yeah,
or something
yeah.
shit. Yeah, just like
Yeah,
hang
that's
out.
the best. That's the best hanging out with anybody in music. Like you can just like start reeling off like all the things you've been listening to, and that's the best way to find new music too. And it seems like in your releases it's melding together. So I really dig that sound. You guys mentioned you're writing some new stuff? I think.
Yeah.
So do you think that's the new stuff? Like, what is your plans with that? And also, is it going to sound like the first EP, or is it going to be a little different?
Definitely a little different. We were all laughing a little bit about the first EP, about how wacky some of the songs are in it, especially like there's stuff that goes like 3/4, and just texturally, some of the stuff that goes on in the songs is very wacky. It's very funny, and I think we never think that we're doing that stuff, but I've even looked at the songs we're working on now, and there's definitely stuff going on like that. I know him and I get really into lot of pop structures and stuff like that. It was roommates and just sitting around the house talking about that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, it's definitely, I think, because we've been playing together for a little while now, is that it's starting to get a little bit more high energy and less reserved, kind of. So less blocky and more grooving, I guess.
Nice. Yeah. But no, I'm definitely encouraged by this new stuff. Do you have any idea of when you'll be recording it or when it might come out?
We have plans to go record it in May with Jack Shirley, end of May, which this is our pretty ambitious 3 days to record, live recording of hopefully a full release. We'll see where it's at once we're in May.
If we have enough songs
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it.
We're all him and I are in school right now too, so that brings a new level of excitement too to trying to get a record done.
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
definitely understand that school struggle. So I guess some other questions for you guys is what are you into outside of music? Do you have any like other interests that are not really band related?
Shitty YouTube videos, but like shitty in the sense of really long interviews. Like I watch Getting Dug with High, and I will watch hour-long videos of that where nothing funny happens and nothing
dude,
cool
some
happens.
ASMR.
Mhm.
A lot of that. A lot of that.
I watch a lot of really bad YouTube podcasts as well. We pretty much both listen to podcasts all throughout the house all day. And that shit's wacky.
What are some of your favorite podcasts? Because I'm a podcast guy too.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let me pull it up.
There's like 2 new overnight drives that came out yesterday. Those are pretty good. Those are dudes that used to be in Self-Defense Family. Those are pretty funny conversations.
Yeah. Also, If There's Hell Below, it's a music podcast.
That's one that's really sick.
And we found out those guys, weirdly, somehow they got a hold of our music and put us on that podcast while we were on tour. And then we started listening to that podcast. It's these 2 guys from the UK, and they're really funny, and the music's really cool. Like, it's like a lot of like garage rock and like cool stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of like great like hip hop as well.
Wow,
Yeah.
this sounds like just my kind of shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, sick.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
And then our good buddy here, Tim, has just put together a podcast called Sad Punks.
That's a really good one, actually.
Yeah, where it's like different people in the punk world put together like a list of like 5 songs.
Well, I noticed on your album there's like a lot of like dark humor almost.
Yeah.
And I was wondering like what kind of like comedy or like what kind of like things are you into in that world? Like what are you interested in comedy wise?
Yeah, I love I love stand up. Probably watch it almost every day. Everything. I really want to sit down and make some time for myself to watch the new Rory Scovel stand up. It's amazing. There's a Conan video, or it's of his most recent appearance on Conan, and it's really good. Starts off with a metaphor about anal sex and putting a lime in a Corona bottle. Fantastic. I love that. Comedy-wise, we just watched Documentary Now. It was fantastic. It was really fucking good. We're avid girls watchers. Love girls. I don't know, comedy, I would say yes. But one of our favorite pastimes.
Wow. Yeah, comedy stand-up, I love it, but even in person, it's way better. Like, make sure to get out to some, like, just because you're, like, in the room, so it's like you can, like, kind of feel it out, you know? But except when the people are bad, then you're just like
Yeah.
I feel bad for you. Like, what are you
I
doing?
kind of love that shit.
I'd rather watch a bad comedy set than, like, the amount of times I've watched a bad music set.
Definitely true. Because at least then, like, the entertainment is just in them, like, doing it at all. You know, like, a bad music is just like, oh, God.
Well, then it's like them trying to. They're trying to be funny. Like sometimes a bad music set is watching somebody trying to be very sincere about this very sincere topic, and it might be train wrecking, and it's like, oh no, no, like this is, which I think probably putting comedy in songs is like, well, it's it's still a joke, even if it train wrecks, So it might just be me being a baby.
I don't know. I like it though. All right. Well, that's all the questions I had for you guys, and I'll just finish up by asking, what are your plans for the future coming up? You said you're going to graduate, try and play some more shows, and work on this new music, right?
Yeah. Hopefully, put out the something cool. See where we get with this record, as far as how many songs or whatever. And then see what we want to do with it. And then probably we'll definitely tour on it. I've never been to the East Coast. Would like to. And think we'd all like to definitely do another tour, do a bigger one. Um, you know, uh, just keep going. Our last tour we did, I feel like we all did really well on it. Like at least staying friends and being positive in the face of complete chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Like through replacing brakes and like all kinds of stuff like that. So that's exciting. But hopefully just keep coming out with stuff that we want to come out with and keep going places that are fun.
Yeah, I think the plan is to like record this and then this summer hopefully like do a tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Figure that out. We're still in the process of figuring out what we're doing for that, but just so much.
We have a thing where every time we record, we go to a new place as like a mini vacation. But and also it's like like this one we record over here, and this one we're gonna record over here, and just so they all have kind of a different feel to them or a different process of even getting out there.
Yeah. No, that's a cool idea. I like that a lot. And definitely really excited to hear how it comes out. Especially now that you've been telling me what you've been listening to recently, what is going to go into that.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys, for talking to me. And I think this came out pretty sweet. So I'll let you know when it's up.
Thanks, man.
No problem. Talk to you later.